So you would call them, and then Dr. Roger Callahan he made this technique even better because he developed what he called voice technology, which by your voice they can actually tell and give you the perfect sequence to tap for you to get rid of that emotion that you have at the moment just by hearing your voice. So you would call this practitioner, you would tell them, look, I'm feeling bad, I need a treatment. And I ask you, okay, on a scale from 1 to 10, what, how would you rate this negative emotion that you're feeling at the time? You'll say an 8, maybe a 9, or even a 10. And I'll tell you, okay, get a pen and paper and write this down. And they will tell you exactly what points to tap and at what order. And you put the phone down, you tap, you tap the sequence, you pick the phone back up, and you said, I'm done. All right, on a scale from 1 to 10, what is your feeling now? And by your surprise, you say, oh my God, well, it dramatically dropped. I think it's a 2 or 3. And I say, okay, now write this down. And you write down the sequence, you tapped, take a minute. You pick up the phone, and you said, look, this is amazing. It's gone. All right, if you need another treatment, just call me. Boom, put the phone down. That's how powerful this technique is. Today, I will share with you guys just the basic technique which can help you, in any issue you have. There's more advanced techniques that could get you to free more of that negative emotion faster. But for now, you could use the basic technique. And if you like, you could either call, a TFT practitioner or a EFT practitioner. But I will give you the basic technique, the basic sequence right now. So there's points in your body that you are to tap to get rid of that emotion. Whenever you're feeling bad, or maybe it's just a negative belief you want to get rid of. Maybe you were cheated on, and maybe you have trouble with relationships now, trusting a partner. Maybe you were backstabbing business, and you have a problem, trusting somebody in business. Or maybe you just had a negative experience just happen to you, or in the past, you want to get rid of that. For example, many people write their experiences down on a notebook, and they try to get rid of them one by one. You could do that as well. So this is the basic technique. This point right here. This is the eyebrow right here, or the side of the eye. Excuse me. This is the side of the eye. So you could write this down. Side of the eye right here. This is the eyebrow right here. What the eyebrow means. It's the eyebrow. And you just tap. And you don't got to do it super hard. You just tap. Just a simple tap like this. This is the bottom of the eye, below the eye, right here. It's a very powerful one, right here. This is the chin. This is below the nose. And right here, this is the collarbone, which is where you feel that bone right here below your neck, where it kind of ends, and it's like you feel that little hole right on the side of that bone, right at the end of that bone. You just tap. That's the collarbone. Okay, there's the collarbone. And right here also, right below your arm, which is where your nipple is, right on underneath your armpit. So where your nipple is, go all the way to your where it lines up with your where your armpit is at, and that's another point. Right there. You tap that, and then it's you tap the pinky, which is the pinky, Just tap the side of the pinky. Like, let's see. So you tap the pinky right on the side of the nail. You tap the pinky. Middle finger right on the side of the tip of the top of the nail. Middle finger. The index. And the thumb. Now the next point is called the 9 gamut spot, which is right here where the pinky and this finger meet right in the middle. This little soft area right here. You tap. That's the gamut spot. But you're gonna do a certain technique with the gamut spot as well. So while tapping this gamut spot, you put your head straight and you will close your eyes. You will open your eyes. You look, without moving your head, you'll look down to the right and down to the left while tapping the gamut spot. Down to the left. You will, without moving your head, you will circle your eyes to the right. Make a full circle with your eyes. Then you'll make another full circle with your, to the left without moving your head. Just your eyes. And then you're gonna hum. And then you're gonna count from 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're gonna hum again. And that is the basic sequence. Now you could add one more tapping point to this, and which is on top of the head. This point right here hits over 10,000 neural, 10,000 meridians, or 10,000 points. This is a very strong point on top of the head. So that is the basic sequence for this technique that you can use anywhere and everywhere. Anytime you don't feel 100%, or you just want to get rid of a certain belief, or you're going through something, you just stress, whatever, it's a little stress. You're gonna ask yourself on a scale from 1 to 10, how would I rate this belief, or how would I rate this negative emotion? And then you say it's a 9, where you're gonna tap while focusing on that pain, right? On that negative emotion. You're gonna tap the basic sequence, and you're gonna ask yourself again on a scale from 1 to 10, or would I rate it? It should go down. You may need to try it 4 or 5 times, maybe even 6 times. You will get rid of it. And anytime you feel bad, not saying that one time and then you're not gonna feel bad again. You're gonna feel bad again, but it's not gonna be that emotion, because what you tap, when you're tapping and you're trying to get rid of that emotion, and once you get rid of it, it's gone for good. It won't come back. You won't feel that emotion again. You may feel bad again, and you may think it's the same emotion coming back, but it's not, because you got rid of it. Roger Callahan called it perturbations in the field. You get rid of it from your field. You get rid of it, and it won't come back. And it's like peeling, the layers of an onion. You peel one layer, and there's another layer. You peel a layer, there's another layer. And for some of you, it will take long, but just commit to it and do it every single time you feel bad. Your happiness will improve. Your joy will improve, and your health will improve, because we talked about how it blocks your energy, your meridians, your energy from flowing as it should. So you heal yourself faster. Doctors are beginning to really notice now that stress it's a huge blow to your health, being stressful. They say that when you stress, your body goes into survival mode, and your cells close. Your cells close for survival. cells closer, you're not getting enough nutrients, thus you could get sick, right? That's why when people go through a certain trauma, or they go through a certain emotional pain, a strong emotional pain, usually they get sick. Like they either get a cold or a fever afterwards, or the flu, because their cells close up, so their cells are not receiving any nutrients, right? Your health will improve, It's like we talked about. I'm not saying that you're going to cure yourself of every disease, but just like, in the biblical scripture, how when Jesus told that man, your sins are forgiven, that man was able to walk now. And he was paralyzed before. So like that. So, the first time you try this, you probably, depending on your level of trauma, but you may do it 20 or 30 times a day. Anytime you feel bad, you're gonna do it, and you may do it 20 or 30 times a day. You know, then the next week, there's certain people that I've talked to that done this. They do it 20, 30 times the first week. Then the next week, they go down to 10 to 15 times a day. Then to the next week, 5 times a day. And the next week, 1 or 3 times, every 2 weeks or so. And the freedom they feel, it's unbelievable. And their success in life grows and expands dramatically, because now there's nothing that is holding them back. And I'm not saying that you're gonna get rid, for example, if you're grieving, if somebody passed away close to you, I'm not saying don't grieve, and you shouldn't grieve for them, right? No, it's okay to grieve for a certain period of time, but you must move on. Life goes on, and for those that have, if you feel something has stopped you, this can help you dramatically and will make you feel good. And your life, you will become luckier. Your life will expand, and your life will get better. You will notice more breaks coming in, because you're gonna feel good more of the time. Thus, you attract that into your life. You see what I'm saying? So this is a very, very powerful technique. And like I said, there's hundreds of techniques out there, which I will go into the future. There's hundreds of techniques out there that can help with this, with getting rid of this negative energy. But this right here is something that I know will help you guys. And look it up. Go look at videos. Educate yourself on what this is more profound. If you need more information, like I said, TFT, Roger Callahan. I believe his wife, now that he has passed away, I think she's still doing it. Or you could check Gary Craig's website, the EFT website. Just Google it, or look at it on YouTube. There's a lot of people talk about that. Or you call practitioner. Or if you don't have the necessary funds right now, you could do the basic procedure, and that should get rid of whatever you have going on. But it's a powerful technique. It's a powerful technique. If you looked at your life, maybe you looked at your life and you said, you've said to yourself, man, I remember 10 years ago, or 20 years ago, however old you are, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, man, I used to be on point. I used to have so much things going on for me. I used to have energy. I used to be a risk taker, and now I'm not. What happened to me? I used to have opportunities come to me. I used to be lucky. Or you're trying to get to a certain point in your life. You're trying to get to a certain level, and you've been struggling for years trying to get to that level, and you're not even close. Well, if you're trying to get from Dallas to New York, you can walk from Dallas to New York. You'll get there eventually. Or you could drive. Or you could take a boat, across the ocean. You'll get there eventually. Or you could take a non-stop flight. This right here could be your non-stop flight. And of course, enjoy the journey, because that's what we talked about. Success is the journey. Success is not the destination. Success is the journey. But sometimes a fast journey is very fun and very rewarding as well. So I hope this technique helps you guys. If you need more information, make your own research. TFT, thought field therapy, or EFT, emotional freedom technique. And there's, like I said, there's hundreds of more techniques out there that help to get rid of that energy. Some are more proficient than others. Some are faster than others. I think this technique is the fastest one from all the ones that I've tried personally. I've tried a lot. For example, there's another technique called the Sedona method. The Sedona method, and that technique it was proven actually in universities. I think it was MIT or something like that. I'm not exactly sure what university, but several universities made a research on this, and they've concluded universities have concluded that the Sedona method actually takes physical mass, actually releases physical mass from the body. It was proven at I believe it was Harvard as well. If I'm correct. It was proven to release physical mass from the body. Because that's what it is. It's mass. It's physical mass. That energy. It's like, think about it. Think about a positive emotions are like helium, right? Oh no. Is it the helium? Imagine a balloon going up slowly, right? And then it's light. It's like a gas. That's what positive energy is. Negative energy is much more denser, and I want you to imagine it at almost like sticky that sticks on you. It's heavy, and it's heavy. That's why many people who do this technique and many of the other techniques, they say they claim that they feel lighter. They feel lighter. Well, they feel lighter because they got rid of physical mass of those negative emotions. So they feel lighter. Like I said, there's hundreds of more techniques out in the world, which I will talk about in the future. But for now, I hope this procedure has help you guys. I know it has helped me tremendously, and it's a miracle. It's a miracle technique, and I want to thank Dr. Roger Callahan. May he rest in peace, because he discovered this great technique that has helped hundreds of thousands of people, if not millions of people out there in the world, to live a better life, and for them to realize that you can move past your challenges. You don't have to be stuck to them. There's a passage in the Bible where Abraham's father was the original chosen one that God chose to go to the promised land. It was Abraham's father. It wasn't Abraham, the original one. It was Abraham's father that was originally chosen to go to the promised land. He lost a child. And in his journey to the promised land, he went into a city that had that city had the same name of his son, the one that died. Because of that, he decided to not move forward. That remembrance of that pain, took the energy out of him, and he decided to just stay there. He said, "Nah, I'm just gonna stay here. I don't know. Who knows? The promised land may be next door, but I'm just gonna stay here." thus Abraham, he has a son named Abraham, and Abraham is chosen by God to move to go to the promised land. So God, you know, respects Abraham's father's decision, but now he chooses Abraham, and Abraham goes to the promised land. See, Abraham's father would have been the father of many nations according to the Bible, right? Abraham's father was the one to was the original one to be chosen to have everything, all the lands and everything, all of God's promises and blessings to him. But because of that pain that stopped him from going to the promised land. The same thing with you. You know, your promised land maybe is right next door, or it still has a few ways to go. But you maybe think, I've struggled so much throughout my life. I've had this issue, I have this issue. I don't think I can move forward to. Maybe you had a great loss, a horrible loss, and you don't think you can move forward, and that has stopped you. Maybe you had a lot of trauma. Maybe you were physically or emotionally abused as a child, and you feel you can move forward. That stops you, makes you look at the world differently. You know, whatever your issue is, no matter how painful you think it is, you can be free from it. You're a winner. You wouldn't be listening and viewing this video if you weren't a winner. You wouldn't be free from it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed all the past videos as well. If you like this video, if you like any of the past videos, please subscribe or comment and like the videos. There's the best is yet to come. There's more to come. All right. Well, I'm out. Thank you.